My name is Gina J, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in July of 2017. The things that were going on in my life at the time of diagnosis, I had actually been recently laid off from a job, and I was excited about potentially taking some time and traveling and then deciding what I'd like to do next. But I first wanted to go to do some doctor's appointments, and therein lied the breast cancer. The very moment that I was told I had breast cancer, to be honest with you, I kind of knew by the time I was being told. I had gone through a series of tests. They told me that they had to do more testing because they weren't fully sure of what type of breast cancer I had, because that was my question. And the one thing the doctor said was, well, you know, all these things will be true unless you're triple negative, then it won't be true. And then an hour later, me and my sister are sitting there, and the nurse comes by and she pats me on the shoulder and she goes, yeah, it looks like you're triple negative. And it still wasn't further explained to me that triple negative is really an aggressive form of breast cancer and that it only responds to chemotherapy. There's a big history of cancer in my family. The first sign of how much cancer there was started when my sister Anna was diagnosed. Through her exploration of her breast cancer and needing to understand it, she started to go through the family tree. I also had an aunt, my Aunt Sherry, who passed away about 2 decades before. I didn't fully understand what type of breast cancer she had, but I often wonder if she was triple negative. My family overall supported me. My sister Anna, who had been through a cancer diagnosis, she was there with me all the way. While she did understand how stressful it was going to the doctors, getting all that information yourself. And I had a good tribe of friends who helped me along the way. I don't have any children myself. I have 7 older siblings. Many of them have children. They all deserve credit for, you know, getting me to my radiation appointments and other doctor's appointments. It was a special time because I got to be closer to all of them in ways that I hadn't been before.
I'm used to the culture, you know. That's right.
LBBC helped me because it helped me realize what a resource it is for women at various stages of their diagnosis. While it really talks about that early diagnosis because it's trying to catch you to give you information as soon as possible so you can be armed with all the best and accurate information. And it was especially important to me to know what they were doing for African American women and women of color, that there was a focus on making sure that treatment was made available to them and information was being made available to them about their diagnosis, because Black breast cancer is really different. It's interesting that while white women, you know, may get a cancer diagnosis, a breast cancer diagnosis, and a higher percentage than Black women, more Black women die from breast cancer. I was asked to serve on the board and be their development chair, and I was very honored to do so. This will be my 3rd year, and this is my 1st year as the vice chair. I am a fundraiser by profession, and Monica Steigerwald, who's the head of development, and she's amazing. She tells me all of her ideas. She and her team at LBBC, they make the magic happen, but sometimes she'll throw some ideas at me and I'll give her some ideas about stuff that I'm used to doing in fundraising. And then, you know, we put it out to the board and everybody gets charges and then money gets raised. And I feel really good about that and I'm happy to play a role. Advocacy really helped me make meaning of my diagnosis. And I feel like through the work I've done with LBBC, it's really made me realize how important it is for there to be more voices talking about places to go for access to accurate information. My cousin Carla, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and the first thing I told her was like, promise me that you won't start looking up things on the internet. If you want to look up something, I said, this is a place I serve on a board for, it's called Going Beyond Breast Cancer. Promise me that you'll go there. And she gave it to her parents, and her parents, that's one of the first things they said to me a year later when they saw me, was thanking me for giving them that resource because they didn't look anywhere else. And they felt like they got answers to everything that they were looking for. And to me, that is a living example this advocacy and this work that I'm doing with Living Beyond Breast Cancer is that if I could help other people, but especially my family, you know, that's icing on the cake for me.